talking about it on Baby TV.
Know the vibes. Make sure you go like and subscribe to the channel if you like what's going on. If you like all the hip hop and the sports news, and you like everything that Baby's bringing to the table, make sure you like and subscribe. You already know the vibes. Everybody want to be in the building, especially if you want to be in the business. Who don't want to go to Diddy's house? He's one of the biggest record execs ever. But you don't gotta be a groupie and pop a pill and pull your pants down and do zesty things to try to get on. Yeah. He's right. How much of a fan are y'all niggas, man? SHEABABY. Because once you give up that manhood, he said, you can't get it back. You can't say, okay, I don't want to be zesty no more. Once you do the zesty thing, that's you. You a zesty ass nigga. Yeah, SHEABABY. You know what I'm saying? Yo, DC, it's the truth, DC. Once you give that manhood up, it's a wrap. Wrap it up. It's over. That's what he's trying to say. Like, he don't want to hear no excuses from none of y'all niggas that went to these parties. You got duked in your butt. Live with it. You got to tell your grandkids that now. SHEABABY. Yeah. You went from saying to your grandkids, yeah, you know, I was one of the biggest rappers or producers in all of hip-hop history. Now your story to your grandkids is, yeah, I went to Diddy's house and, you know, he asked me to beat him off. And I did everything and he gave me no deal. Yeah. And now I have to live with being your grandfather and I'm zesty now.
A lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head. You know, well,
how many times have I said that? How many times have I said in Hollywood, as you got to do something strange for some change, you may not partake, but you may see, you may witness. And a lot of people turn to drugs to deal with what they have seen or done. This is coming from an actor's mouth right here. Yo.
When you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual.
And for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, if you're saying like, what is he? Yeah. He said are supposed to give it, not take it. And I think he's talking about like a person that's straight. All right. A person that's straight and you do things for things. You know what I mean?
Energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right of being a mother and taking care of her family and do all those things, when you give up those things, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Yo!
Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once it go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing.
His face just like. So, again, I don't know who all is in the secret society, the celebrity circle, who partakes, who does this, who does that. You would think like, well, hell, you see them all famous. They all must like what he's saying is like, is he saying like he ain't part of that world? Because me personally, I thought he was in that realm. I guess he's saying he's not. Sheesh. Maybe that's why he isn't as famous as most people. But he's pretty damn famous.
You went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy.
Man.
And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go.
Dude, I'm just kind of in shock right now because I can't believe that he's given all this game, this free game. This is going to blow up. This video is already at 563,000 views. Look, what this man is talking about Oscars and awards and all this stuff, y'all better pay close attention. Oh.
And as a principle, and what we were brought in here as men, we produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me.
Yo.
Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
He actually said it. He said the assistant said that he thinks Diddy wants to, I had to bleep it out. But yeah. They're testing the waters. They want to see if you're about it. It's, oh man. I don't know why this stuff is so hard to believe for some people. You'll see comments where people are just like, no, it ain't that. Okay. Well, I can't wait to read the comments in this video.
Now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
Bar.
And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way.
See?
I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
I had no idea we're going to go this direction with the podcast. This is absolute. But listen, we've talked about it. We've had a lot of the guys on to talk about this stuff. Are you done with Hollywood because of this specific reason?
I'm still working. I still, I haven't made the money necessary to do all of the other stuff. So I still have to go and do the Chitlin circuit. I still have to do the job that I need to. But eventually, I've done what I set out to do, which was to redefine the universe. I've proven what I've set out to do, and that's why I have all the patents. Whether they evaluate it or not, that's up to them. But I've done the work and finished it. Now I can go on and do whatever else we need to do.
Let's pause this for a minute. Yo, I'm telling y'all, Terrence Howard is going in on niggas in the industry right now. Yo, look, how does that feel? Let's keep it real. Let's talk about what Terrence Howard is talking about for a minute. If you go and you give up your manhood, right? To think you're going to get a record deal, think you're going to produce a beat for these guys, think you're going to become an A&R, think you're going to become anything in the business, right? And you think that if I do this zesty move just one time, I'm not gay. I'm just going to do this one time so I could get on. Nigga, that's zest. Don't think because you did it one time to get on that you're not zesty. You are zesty. There's no way of getting around it. You could keep it in the closet. You know in your soul that that's what happened. And that's what kills it. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with being zesty. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with being that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to be. I don't want to sit there and kill those people because I got family members and friends. I know a couple people that's zesty. You know what I mean? I told you I know a guy that's zesty, but he would knock your ass out. Yeah. Want to be famous? Let them jam the chocolate in your peanut butter. Nasty work. Ha! That's a fact, my boy. So, like I said, I got me a little fame. I had a couple record deals, but I was never on the charts. So you know I never did none of these things. I was an independent artist, my niggas. I had independent deals. I couldn't even get in the offices. I ain't gonna hold you. I talked to them via email, via BlackBerry. BlackBerry email. That's it. You know, I never had no deals with or been around none of these people at all. I told you, this is crazy. I'm from New York, right? And I would say since the late 90s, since I've been running around, I never even saw Puff Daddy on the streets in person. It's not that he's not outside or I'm not. We just was never in the same place at the same time. I never went to the studios. I've been to Daddy's house, pause, a few times, but he wasn't there. This is facts. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to explain to y'all and keep it real that, you know, the guys that you see that struggled in the business, that's, you know, a lot of those guys, you know, either they didn't have the ends or they just didn't do no zesty stuff. So it's and sometimes it leads me to think that these niggas that are on are zesty. These niggas that's on are zesty. That's what it seems like. Especially in 2025, the niggas with the purple hair, you know, the colorful dreads, the painted fingernails, the tight ass jeans. Now they wearing the baggy shit with no drawers on underneath. This is nasty. So a nigga on YouTube the other day, rapper, I'm not gonna say his name. You know, he's walking with his pants hanging off his ass. He had on a thong. That's crazy. I said, wait, get that shit, turn that shit off my channel, but he actually had a thong on? The nerve of this rap nigga? Yes! Very sassy, very zesty, very all of that, Patricia. Ike Martin, what's good? Yeah, they take one for the team. They think taking one for the team is the way to go. That you know what? I'm gonna let this happen. I'm gonna get freaky at Diddy house tonight. And once I do this, we're gonna get the label deal and I'm gonna put all my niggas on. So how you walking around all your niggas knowing inside that somebody put a dildo in your butt and you had to jerk them off to get a record deal? That's nasty work.
Given all this game, this free game, this is gonna blow up. This video is